How many times have we looked at an event in our lives and instantly labeled it a complete disaster? And how often did that very same disaster later reveal itself as a hidden gift? The truth is, we are rarely wise enough to judge life the moment it unfolds. What feels like a painful loss today may quietly be preparing us for something far greater tomorrow. Yet most of us lack the patience to wait and discover what time eventually reveals. Today's story is about a humble farmer who understood a truth that many of us spend our entire lives struggling to learn: the quiet art of patience and trust in life's perfect timing. While the people around him rushed to celebrate or sank into deep sorrow at every twist of fate, this farmer remained steady and calm. Through every storm and every unexpected sunrise, he held the same peaceful outlook. By the end of his journey, life itself proved the depth of his wisdom in the most profound way. I encourage you to stay with this story until the end, because it has the power to gently shift how you view both the good and difficult moments that come your way. A long time ago, nestled at the base of the misty Greenville Hills, in a quiet corner of rural India, there was a peaceful village surrounded by swaying fields of golden grain, fragrant mango groves, and the soft murmur of a nearby flowing stream. Life here was straightforward and unhurried. Villagers toiled on the land, gathered under ancient banyan trees to share tales, and often measured a person's value by the size of their fields or the strength of their livestock. Among them lived a modest farmer. He was neither wealthy nor influential. His home was a simple hut made of mud walls and a thatched roof. He shared it with his devoted wife and their only son, a hard-working young man who labored beside him from dawn till dusk. The family possessed little in material terms: a modest plot of land, an aging ox for plowing, a faithful watchdog, and 2 cows that provided just enough milk for their daily needs. But there was one treasure they cherished more than anything else: a magnificent stallion. He was tall and powerful, with a sleek, glossy coat and bright, knowing eyes. The farmer had cared for him since he was a young foal, and over the years the horse had become far more than a working animal. He was a beloved member of the family. What truly set this farmer apart from the rest of the village was not his possessions, but his remarkable attitude. No matter what occurred, whether fortune smiled or hardship struck, he never lost his inner calm. When rains failed and crops withered, he did not complain. When the harvest was bountiful, he did not boast. He simply continued working, offered quiet prayers, and accepted each moment with steady acceptance. Whenever something significant happened, good or bad, the farmer would gently say, "Who can truly know what is a blessing and what is a misfortune? Only time will show us. Everything unfolds for a reason. Stay patient, remain grateful, and hold your faith steady." The villagers found his calm demeanor puzzling. Many thought he was strange. Some even quietly called him simple-minded. One afternoon, news of the farmer's exceptional stallion reached a prosperous trader who frequently passed through the region. Curious, the trader visited the village and was immediately impressed by the horse's beauty and strength. He offered the farmer a heavy pouch filled with silver coins, enough to support the entire family comfortably for several years. A crowd quickly gathered, eyes sparkling with envy and excitement. The villagers whispered eagerly, "Only a fool would turn down such a generous offer." But the farmer smiled politely and shook his head. "This stallion is not merely an animal to us," he said. "He has been with our family for years and holds a special place in our hearts. He is not for sale at any price." The trader doubled his offer, then tripled it, yet the farmer remained firm. Disappointed, the trader eventually left. As soon as he departed, the village erupted in gossip. "What a short-sighted man," they muttered. "He could have become the wealthiest farmer here. Instead, he chose to stay poor. He has wasted his only real opportunity." The farmer said nothing in reply. He simply returned to his fields and carried on with his daily work as if nothing had changed. Several days later, an unexpected event shook the household. One morning, the son went to the stable and discovered it empty. The rope lay on the ground, untied. The beloved stallion had vanished without a trace. The farmer and his son searched desperately through the fields, along the riverbanks, into the forest edges, and even in neighboring settlements, but found no sign of the horse. The villagers wasted no time in their judgment. "We want him," they said, shaking their heads. "He should have accepted the trader's money when he had the chance. Now he has lost everything. No horse and no wealth. What a terrible misfortune." That evening, the heartbroken son sat beside his father and asked, "Father, we have lost our most prized companion. How can you remain so composed?" Farmer placed a reassuring hand on his son's shoulder and spoke softly, "My son, what appears to be a loss right now may not truly be a loss at all. Do not be hasty in calling this a disaster. There is good hidden within every difficulty and difficulty within every good. Only time can reveal the full truth. Everything happens for a reason. Be patient, stay grateful, and keep your faith strong." The son struggled to fully grasp his father's words, but he trusted him and tried his best to remain calm. Then, about a week later, something astonishing occurred. Early one misty morning, the sound of hooves echoed near the home. The son rushed outside and could hardly believe what he saw. Their stallion had returned, and trotting proudly behind him were 5 strong wild horses he had found in the forest. The entire village buzzed with excitement. The very same people who had labeled the farmer foolish now praised him as the luckiest man alive. "Now he has 6 magnificent horses," they exclaimed. "He will soon be richer than the trader himself." But the farmer simply smiled calmly and said to his son, "Do not rush to celebrate, my boy. We cannot yet know what this new development will truly bring. Let us not judge this moment either. Only time will tell the real story." Eager to make use of the new horses, the son decided to begin training one of the powerful wild stallions the very next day. He mounted the strongest one, but the untamed horse bucked wildly and threw him hard to the ground. There was a sharp, painful crack. The son's right leg had broken badly in 2 places. The village healer came quickly, set the bone carefully, and bandaged it tightly. Yet he warned the family that recovery would take many weeks and that the young man might always have a slight limp afterward. Once again, the villagers were quick to speak. "Those wild horses only brought misfortune," they said. "The farmer's desire for more has cost his son dearly." Lying in bed with pain etched on his face, the son looked at his father and asked weakly, "Father, was this truly meant to happen?" The farmer sat beside him as peaceful as ever and replied, "My son, the same rain that can flood the valleys also helps the forests grow. Do not judge this moment too quickly. Only time will reveal its true meaning. Everything happens for a reason. Be patient, be thankful, and keep your faith strong." Just 2 weeks later, a dramatic turn of events swept through the village. The sound of drums and horns announced the arrival of the king's soldiers. A serious conflict had erupted on the distant northern frontier, and every able-bodied young man in the village was immediately required to join the army. There were no exceptions. One by one, the strong young sons of the village were taken away. Mothers wept openly and fathers stood in shocked silence. The community felt as if its future had been stolen. When the soldiers reached the farmer's home and saw the son resting on a cot with his leg heavily bandaged and splintered, they simply shook their heads and moved on. "This one cannot serve," they declared. The son was spared. Months passed, and the war proved to be long and devastating. Eventually, word reached the village that of the 23 young men who had been drafted, only 9 returned home safely. The others had lost their lives on the battlefield. Families that had once gossiped about the farmer now mourned sons they would never embrace again. Meanwhile, the farmer's son continued to heal slowly. He sat beside his father under the shade of an old neem tree, his leg gradually mending. Their original stallion grazed peacefully nearby, and the 5 wild horses had been gently tamed. They now helped the family cultivate twice as much land as before, bringing greater prosperity. That quiet evening, as the sky glowed with warm orange and deep purple hues, the son turned to his father with newfound understanding in his eyes. "Father, you were right from the beginning," he said, his voice filled with emotion. "Every time I believed everything was falling apart, life was actually opening a new path." The farmer nodded gently and replied, "My son, this is the most valuable lesson I can share with you. Never celebrate victories too quickly and never grieve losses too deeply. Life flows like a winding river. You cannot always see what lies around the next bend. What seems like a destructive flood today may be the very water that nourishes the fields of tomorrow." The disappearance of our horse felt like a tragedy, yet he returned with 5 companions. The wild horses appeared to be a wonderful gift, but they led to your injury, and that injury, which felt like such a curse, ultimately protected your life. We are seldom wise enough to fully understand the meaning of events the moment they occur. Every chapter connects to the next, and its true purpose often becomes clear only when the full story unfolds. The son, for the first time, truly absorbed the depth of this wisdom. The farmer's approach teaches us 3 simple yet powerful practices we can begin applying in our own lives right now. First, pause before instantly labeling any moment as entirely good or entirely bad. Give life enough time to show its complete picture. Second, learn to trust the unseen process. Just because the path ahead is not visible does not mean it leads nowhere meaningful. Third, strive to remain balanced and steady, humble in times of success and hopeful in times of hardship. This inner balance is the foundation of lasting peace. The stallion's escape seemed like a disaster, brought greater abundance. The new horses seemed like a blessing but caused an injury. The injury seemed like a misfortune but became the reason for survival. Each event was linked, and only patience revealed their deeper purpose. Life rarely moves in straight, predictable lines. It curves, surprises, and sometimes challenges us in unexpected ways. What feels like a heavy curse today may transform into your greatest blessing tomorrow, and what appears to be a reward may quietly carry future tests within it. Life will continue to bring sudden losses and surprising gains. Do not allow either to overwhelm or define you. Cultivate patience. Remember that the complete picture is always larger than what you can see in any single moment. Stay rooted in gratitude, no matter which season you are experiencing. And most importantly, keep your faith alive. Even when the path seems darkest, something meaningful is quietly taking shape. The wisdom is both simple and transformative. Do not crumble when difficulties arise, and do not lose yourself when good fortune arrives. Remain balanced, grateful, and patient, because only when the entire story is complete can you truly understand why each part was necessary. Take a moment now to reflect on your own journey. Think of a time when something painful or disappointing eventually led to unexpected growth or opportunity. If this story touched you, feel free to share your own experience in the comments. Your words might bring comfort or inspiration to someone else who needs it today. And if you found value here, please support the message by liking, sharing, and subscribing so more uplifting stories can reach those who need them. Until next time, stay patient, remain grateful, and keep moving forward with quiet trust in life's timing.